Welcome in this video. I am Dr. Vinita Bhadoria, Associate Professor of English in Government College Behror. This video is beneficial for the students of BA final year. It belongs to paper 2, prose and fiction. In this video, I am going to discuss Guide, a novel by R.K. Narayan, and its characters, symbols, allegory, figures of speech, etc. In the previous video, I have discussed with you the theme, plot, subject, structure, and tone of the novel Guide. First of all, I will discuss the main characters of the novel Guide. Raju, who is the hero of the novel, is a protagonist and part narrator of the guide. Raju is a trickster, charlatan, whose greatest talent lies in reinventing himself. With roots in a modest household in the town of Malgudi in southern India, Raju knows how to make the best of opportunities, as evidenced, for instance, in the way that he takes advantage of the railway that is newly constructed in Malgudi to create a career for himself as a tourist guide. Articulative and persuasive, Raju has no qualms about twisting facts and even reality to suit his interest, a skill which he deploys relentlessly in his role as host to tourists in Malgudi. Second important character of the novel is Rosie, who is the heroine of the novel. She was the young and beautiful wife of Marco and love object or beloved of Raju. Rosie's most striking quality is her immense genius for dance, most clearly manifested in the serpent dance she performs only on rare occasions. Descendant from a poor lower caste family who have traditionally devoted themselves to the art of temple dancing, Rosie, in spite of her own passion for dance, attempts to escape the constraints of her caste and poverty by marrying a wealthy, educated, upper caste man, Marco Polo. Marco Polo is another important character of the novel. He was the husband of Rosie. He is a serious, studious, reticent scholar of ancient civilizations whose only passion is for his work. His research into the sites of ancient civilization has turned him into an eternal tourist, as evidenced by traveler's clothes that he always wears. Arriving in the town of Malgudi on the railway one day to examine cave painting, and Marco hires Raju to show him the sights. His insensitivity and callousness towards everything other than his work is reflected in his neglect of Roji during their visit to Malgudi. Gafoor. Gafoor is an old grumpy taxi driver who is often hired by Raju to act as driver on the tours on which Raju takes the many tourists arriving in Malgudi on the railways. In his role as driver, Gafoor is the first to notice Raju's designs on Marco's wife Rosie. Gafoor is an honest, upright man with principles, as evidenced in his repeated warnings to Raju to leave Roji alone. Raju's father is another important character of the novel. He was a modest shopkeeper in the town of Malgudi. Raju's father is by turns soft and severe with his son, whom he takes shopping with him at times and whom he threatens with violence at others. Particularly when Raju misbehaves or fails to learn the lessons that his father attempts to teach him. He is a social person who likes chatting with the customers who stops at his shop. Raju's mother is an uneducated traditional woman. His mother is a devoted wife and mother who barely leaves the immediate vicinity of the house that her husband has built in Malgudi. Although she seems to be a meek, pliant woman, she is in fact strong willed. She frequently butts heads with her son, particularly after he ruins the railway shop business that her husband had built before his death. She also rebels against the presence of Roji in her house when Raju invites her to live with him and his mother. Clinging fast to her principles relating to caste and family honor to the last, Raju's mother goes so far as to leave her own house with her brother in order to protest her son's disgrace. Raju's uncle, elder brother to Raju's mother, his uncle arrives in Malgudi to set his nephew straight. Once the latter resumes his father's railway shop business and takes up with Rosie, whom he also invites to live with him and his mother. Strong willed, confrontational, and embodying strong principles of caste and family honor. Raju's uncle acts as a support to his sister, providing her with shelter once her son refuses to follow her counsel. Velan is a local from the small village of Mangal in southern India, comes across Raju sitting on the banks of the river one day. Velan is trusting and respectful. The villagers are the residents of the village of Mangal in southern India, located not far from a river bank. The villagers, following the Velan's example, put their faith in Raju as a spiritual guide. Velan's brother is a rather dull witted 21-year-old who goes to inform Raju that his brother Velan has been injured in a fight which has broken out as a result of a drought that afflicts the villagers. Seth is another important character, a merchant who acts as Raju's creditor in Malgudi and from whom Raju supplies the railway shop. When Raju, busy with Rosie and Marco, fails to repay his debts, the Seth is relentless in his pursuit of Raju throughout the courts, eventually managing to have the house that Raju's father had built mortgaged to him. Money is Raju's secretary who works for him once Raju reinvents himself as the manager of Rosie's dance career. His trust in money begins to waver once Roji discovers that Raju has hidden Marco's book from her. He suspects Money as the revealer of the secret. However, Money's loyalty to Raju is reflected in the fact that he is the only visitor who comes to see Raju in prison. In the guide, Arkanarayan makes fluent use of symbols. Railway, which comes to Raju's hometown of Malgudi when he is still a child, represents modernization and industrialization. The serpent, the serpent closely associated with Roji symbolizes feminine power and energy in the novel. Water is an integral part of Raju's final incarnation as a holy man or Swami. In the small village of Mangal, at the very end of the narrative, water becomes the symbol of purification. Malgudi is the fictional town of Malgudi represents India in miniature. Like the country of which it is a part, Malgudi undergoes tremendous changes, including the arrival of industrialization and modernization as symbolized by the railway line. Natraj. The statue of Natraj comes up on various occasions in the novel and it symbolizes dancing as a holy thing, which contradicts the societal assumption that dancers are from a lower caste of Hindu society. Another one is Raju's old home. Roji's discomfort with selling the old house and Raju's realization later that she seemed almost happier there even when she was being berated by his mother and uncle reveals the old house as a potent symbol of tradition, comfort, safety, and security. Narayan also makes use of allegory in the novel guide, that is, sheep. Flocks of sheep grazing behind a shepherd outside the old shrine. Shrine is temple. Raju chose to meditate in it. The Narayan's commentary that people also often do the same. Soon the villagers take Raju to be some divine sage and started flooding in and crowding in front of the shrine. They listen to what he has to say and never question him. The classic allegory of sheep and their shepherd, something that is ancient and part of numerous cultures, allows Narayan to suggest that people blindly follow others in the name of religion. In Hindi, we can say bhed chal. Narayan also makes frequent use of metaphors and similes in his novel guide. First metaphor is cave. When Marco goes to visit the cave to probe for new archaeological discoveries, his wife Roji falls in love with their tour guide Raju. The two lovers find ways to keep themselves away while Marco is busy in the cave. The cave here stands for ignorance, and Marco remains in the darkness until it is too late. To an extent, Marco chooses to be in the cave in the same way he never quite understands his wife's mind. He is always in the darkness of his own choosing. Fog is another metaphor. Razu alternates between delighting in his pithy, wise sounding statements and his conviction that perhaps he is not actually doing the visitors a service. He was dragging these innocent men deeper and deeper into the fog of unclear thoughts. Just as he noticed Roji was not happy, but did nothing about it, though he continues to brush away these thoughts and remain the role of Swami. It is too easy to stay in the ruins and be fed and cared for and revered. Raju as word is another metaphor. As Raju embraces his role as Swami, Narayan writes Raju felt he was growing wings. Shortly he felt that he might float in the air and perch himself on to Velen, showing that he is beginning to feel the power of being listened to and revered. This is the same feeling he gets when tourists seek him out and praise him, and when he becomes famous for controlling Rosie's career. In this case, it is based on a false persona he has established for himself and comes across as ironic and amusing to the reader. Next figure of his speech is simile, which is frequently used by the writer. Parrot is the simile used. Once Roji gains fame through her dancing, she grows conscious of what really matters to her and what her life is like now. She states, I feel like one of those parrots in a case taken around village fairs. With this simile, Rosie reveals that she believes she is not free. She was a parrot in cage built by Raju. Dancing stopped liberating her to some extent, and she doesn't like that. Rosie flies away in the end, leaving behind her caged parrot life. Raju as actor, another simile. As time goes on and Raju remains the Swami to the villagers, he has to come to terms with the fact that he is actually an impostor. Narayan writes, Raju felt like an actor who had come on the stage and, while the audience waited, had no lines to utter or gestures to make. He actually is an actor and he doesn't have any real lines. He will have to improvise to curry favor with his audience. And as this is one of his particular skills, he does manage to continue his performance. This is all in this video. Thank you very much.